Yes, this is me, Hudson George, doing a live. My topic is about Grenada and the coming NNP convention to pick a new leader. Now, last night I was listening to Beyond the Headlines with Peter Wickham and host Colin Dow and William Joseph and Chester Humphrey. And to me, that program was a sham. Now, Peter Wickham might be the best Caribbean pollster when coming to elections. He might be the best, or he's the best. But Peter Wickham doesn't understand the history of Grenada politics. So to compare Dr. Kit Mitchell's strong arm to control the NNP party as similar to Lester Board of Antigua, Denzil Douglas of St. Kitts Nevis, Owen Arthur of Barbados, and Dr. Williams of Trinidad and Tobago. I don't see the corresponding. I don't see the comparison. Now, Grenada political history is similar to Haiti. It's not like the other islands. Grenada is the only island what killed the leaders in the English-speaking countries. Grenadians killed two leaders already. Grenadians have this revolutionary fighting spirit. The other Eastern Caribbean or English-speaking Caribbean people don't have that spirit of fighting. They will even kill their leader. So Grenada history is closest to Haiti because Haiti is the only successful black revolution. And Grenada nearly had a kind of, maybe other black revolution, I don't know if he had completed with the Federal Revolution. And then we had Eric Matthew Gary in 1951, which was almost similar to the Federal Revolution, and Gary had succeeded and ruled up to, after 1951 to 1979, we experienced Garyism. The other Caribbean islands don't have that. So Peter Wickham might be a good pollster, but he don't understand the history of Grenada. And why I say the program was a sham. If you listen to Grenada media, I would say the GBN is the most popular media house, most respected in Grenada. The GBN is being hijacked by southern Grenadian left-wingers who were once tied to the PRG regime. So the discussion last night was on the Dr. Mitchell strong arm on the NNP party with the coming convention to pick a new leader. Now, you have Chester Humphrey on the program. Chester Humphrey is not neutral. William Joseph is not neutral. William Joseph and Chester Humphrey, they all belongs to the PRG era. Right? They had, Chester maybe was deeper into it. Right? William Joseph is sympathetic to the Maurice Bishop regime and he is close to the NDC party. And all these guys are from the south of the island, they have one thing in common. They have their own brand of leftism. Right? Then the host himself is questionable. I get to know about the host during Carnival, when the SMC was formed, and he wanted to destroy Royal Carnival and create a St. George's Carnival. So I don't These people are educated people. Give them what is theirs. They're educated people. But I don't respect the political analysis. They all have their own biases. So that program last night, to me, is the biggest sham. If GBN wanted to have a program on the NNP convention, they should have put out a bulletin board or advertise something so that some smart other people with knowledge should have come on the show that don't tie to the NDC party or don't tie to Peter David. Chester and Peter David is like ring and finger. So how are you going to get a bias analysis from Chester, Humphrey, on a topic like that? And William Joseph is close to the NDC party. I think he's an advisor for them. But knowing the history of Grenada, the Grenadian left has split in two. One group is in the NDC party, and the other group, Peter David and his group, they're looking for a party. So what that program last night was a sham, and is a disgrace to media, in my opinion. I'm a rural Grenadian. I don't care a hell. I'm saying it as it is. Now, the next thing I saw again, I heard on the news this morning, I was listening to Good Morning Grenada on GBN. And there is one guy who called in and he claimed to be an NDC supporter, but he is supporting Peter David. So, what I'm getting, that's why I say Peter Wickham might be a good pollster, but he don't understand Grenadian politics. In Barbados, nobody wouldn't belongs to the BLP party and come on the radio when the DLP having a convention and picking somebody over there. It shows that the guy who called the GBN Good Morning program, coming to the end of the program, they just allow people to call. And he is supporting Peter David over Emlyn Pierre. But he is in NDC. So, can we pick sense of the nonsense now? Grenada is cursed by the former PRG people who still hanging around in politics because they don't understand or they don't care about the democratic process. They want to have the people in both political party. For what further agenda? It sounds like if they radicalize to believe that one day everybody in Grenada will think like them. So, politics in Trinidad is divided by race from the Dr. William time up to today. In Antigua, the Bird family is like a dynasty in Antigua, and as I said in my last live, the Birds rule Antigua all the time. Even Bird's stepson, George Walters, a guy he adopted. In my last life, I didn't put his name properly. I put another name, but the real name is George Walters. He made a political party and he defeated Papa Bird. And then he came back and he lost. So the history of the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party is a family party. Right? The PNM party in Trinidad is a black party supported by business people from the minority ethnic groups that have money, which I said in my last live before. So after George Walters, who was Papa Bird adopted son, defeated him, and Walters come back and lost the election, Baldwin Spence is the only guy that were able to win election in Antigua, and it belongs to the Antigua Barbuda Labour Party. Baldwin Spence won, I think, 2 terms or something so. The Board Party is still in power, as I said in my last life, by a Gaston Brown wife is Papa Board granddaughter. But you can't compare Grenada. Peter Wickham should look at the social construct of those Caribbean societies before he go on. I don't know, maybe if he's supporting Peter David too, or if he just going naively on a program with the host, Colin Dow, William Joseph, and Chester Humphrey. They all St. George's left-wing thinkers. So GBN must get people from different part of the island to come and give their views. From Carriacou, Piti, Matnik, Midland, Grenada. It's the same people and over with the same narrative, because I won't say William Joseph is supporting Peter David, but I know for sure he is anti-Kit Mitchell. And Chester could be a mentor for Peter David. So that show was a sham. Right? So we must do better in Grenada than that. And what is frightening, that caller on GBN this morning, Good Morning Grenada, supporting Peter David to be the leader of the NNP party in the convention. How can he be a genuine NDC supporter? Now, I don't born yesterday. This thing, what is going on in Grenada is there is a set of brainwash people in a period what is PRG supporters. They don't even understand socialism. They just cut up on a PRG bandwagon with nonsense. So this guy now, if Peter David become the leader of the NNP party, will Dick Mitchell trust him in the NDC party, or is he a NDC? you get it, Chief? So no other Caribbean island don't have this kind of politics. For example, Guyana had 3 left-wing parties once. The Indian-led PPP of Chedi Jagan, the African-led PNC by Forbes Bonham, and later we had Walter Rodney, leader a multi-racial party, WPA. Right? They are all on the left. Now to the Guyana full of island gas. The PPP, I don't know if they left again. I don't know if they left again, but PPP, the political party is structured on socialism. But now, if Venezuela try to come in for the islands, the American will go come in to defend them. Right? So let's leave that out of the thing now. So the Peter Wickham must continue doing his pollster research. But he must take the time and study every Caribbean country. Politics is different. The strongman rule of Ralph Gonzalez in St. Vincent and the Grenadines couldn't succeed in Grenada. The political culture of Grenadians are different. So every island has its own dynamics of politics. And let me put my little 2 pence to it. I know NNP, I know NDC. And the reason why I know I'm not an NNP or an NDC, but I'm Grenadian, my whatever I'm saying is independent. My views are independent views. It belongs to no political party. I personally don't want Peter David to get no political party in Grenada. Peter David have a long resume of being destructive from the revolution to presently inside the NNP party. And what these guys are not understanding is that Dr. Mitchell is not a fool. Why is Peter David that he could have used Dr. Mitchell? Dr. Mitchell used him. Right? He get used. And we got swears the facts. Dr. Mitchell had one game on top Peter David. So instead of that guy, that NDC pro Peter David supporter, and he's an NDC, but he's a pro Peter David, maybe he should write a petition to Prime Minister Dick Mitchell to take back Peter David in the NDC party, because if they want left-wing politics and they want to make heroes of the left, well, they could do that. But we need a balance of politics in Grenada. A country can have all this left-wing political party. Common sense could tell you, if you want to have electricity, you got to have a negative wire, a positive wire, and a ground wire. So how Grenada going to run with two left-wing party? It's the same thing when the PRG regime split in October 1983. One group of left have to die for the other one to leave and rule. We don't want to go back to that. And also, check Peter David's political resume. It's not good for him to rule Grenada. He doesn't have a good resume. In Grenada, they say civic. In Canada, we say resume. So, last night's program was a sham. And Grenada media, mainstream media, is hijacked by the left when it comes to talking discussion about Grenada politics. All the guests you don't see on the program have this PRG left-wing narrative. Right? Left-wing narrative, but Grenada cannot be no left-wing country. All you go have if we have left-wing politics again is a set of people talking left and they living like the bourgeoisie or some aristocrat. Even Dick Mitchell, he don't look like a left-winger. He might like Maurice Bishop. That's all. So, it seems as if Kit Mitchell is the only politician what really have those left-wing thinking people under wrap still, and they just tell you, because they're telling the young people he's an old guy. And the reason why they're telling the old young people Kit Mitchell is old, the young people have this narrative, old people must go. But if the young people understand politics and they know the history of Grenada, they ain't gonna go for no left-wing politics. People want freedom. And all these left-thinking people in Grenada, they just a waste of time. You understand? Antigua didn't develop on left-wing politics. Trinidad don't develop on left-wing politics. St. Kitts doesn't develop on left-wing politics. He have a very good economy. Barbados never had a left-wing government. You might have Mia Motley talking internationally about human rights and so, but the BLP party of Barbados is not even left-wing. It's only in Grenada you have these guys and them with this kind of a left-wing. It's a southern school of thought. And they all come from, if they don't come from the Jesuit school, the PBC school, they come from the GBSS with this narrative in the south. And you have one of few surrogates in the rural parts of Grenada. If these guys and them become leaders again, they go just be what a carrier for them, like little servant. Because deep in this guy's head, they think if you're not from the parish of St. George, you are a lesser intelligent Grenadian. I know that. So, this program last night is the biggest sham I ever listened to. Anyway, this is me, Hudson George. I go on till I come again. I go on till I come again.